and beautiful blessings. I have another deck to share with you. This is the Beloved Dead. It's an oracle that I saw again from Kim of Abundant Life Tarot. I love her. I am part of her Poised to Lead membership, and we've been doing a lot of ancestral work. Where I'm at in my collecting journey, I am being somewhat specific in the types of decks that I get, and because I have had more of an interest in like ancestral work, I saw this deck and was drawn to it. Initially when I saw it, I was like, because it is not a diverse deck. However, I don't expect non-people of color to create decks that largely feature people of color. They may sprinkle some, ethnic variety throughout, but I do not expect a diverse deck from someone who isn't from that background. So that is my approach to it. So I'm not put off necessarily by the fact that it doesn't have a lot of diversity. One of the things that I have thought of doing is like recoloring cards in decks that I would like to see more diversity in. So that's just a thought, but yeah, so that's one of the things I just wanted to address and kind of get out of the way, because it isn't a diverse deck, but I love the old time feel to the deck and what it represents and the different things that I could potentially do with said deck. And then, we have ancestors of blood, time, and place. So we don't really know who is truly in our lineage, especially if our histories have been lost and things of that nature. So I try not to get too much into that. But I do know, as far as like my tarot journey and reading, the lack of diversity was an issue and an obstacle and a stumbling block. So I am grateful for, creators like Courtney of Dust to Onyx Tarot, who created the Afro Tarot Arcanas, and the Melanade Stands Tarot, and just all the different creators who came forward to fill the gaps and Grandma Baby's Lenormand, like that's a beautiful deck that I could work with as well. So shout out to all of the Black and people of color creatives who are creating those decks that we've always needed, like the African Goddess Rising Oracle. Like, we needed that. And so now we have, creatives who are showing up and creating things that are aligned. So hopefully there will be more ancestral decks that come forward as well. So and also there's the Tazama African Oracle, there's the Black Tarot, the Melanated Tarot. There's so many. So, all right, I digress. So this might be a little quick. I don't know if I'm gonna get pulled away early, but I just wanted to go through and just kind of share the deck. So, and it does come with a guidebook as well. And I'm not sure if there's a set way to use. I haven't read through the guidebook. I did kind of flip through it and saw some of the cards. It looks like maybe there are some suits. Oh, there are. So, okay. So there's a Spirit Throne card, 10 Act of Love cards, 69 Beloved Dead cards, and 1 Ouija card. And it says, when we view the last card, which is the Ouija card, as the deck's wild card, and so it comes without interpretation. When the Ouija card appears in a reading, take it as a sign that a spirit is lingering just outside the cards in your reading, or perhaps that another question needs to be asked. Interesting. It's like there might be a message that needs to come through that you're not receiving. So that's really interesting. And I just want to look to see. I do believe there are a few spreads that they share. There's a general 3-card spread, an evidential spread, and then it also looks like it gives some readings that you can interpret, and there is a Beloved Dead spread as well, and a Pillar of Personal Power. So there are quite a few spreads, and then they have test readings where they kind of walk you through how the deck works together. So it's going to be really interesting to work with this deck. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the cards, and There we have the Spirit Throne. And then these are the Act of Love cards. If I can get them off. Okay, so there's As Is. Be You. Do Nothing. Forgiveness and Faith. Here and Now. Objectivity. Observation. Self-care. Self-preservation. Yes or no. And then these get into the actual oracle. So there's Absence, Academic, Addiction, Ancestry, Appearance, Arcana, Attention, Backstory. I love this body. That's cute. Bohemian. There's Change. Chicken. Communication. Compass. Competition. Conflict. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on how to pronounce this. Conscientious. I know how to say the word, but it's not coming out. Conscientious. Creativity. Defense. Disconnect. Drama. I love how too, like there was once a time where like I would have been hard on myself for like having a brain fart and not being able to pronounce something, but I know I'm smart. I don't have to prove that to anyone else. And I'm gonna just roll with it. Driver. And that would have like eaten me up for days and days, and I'm not cutting it out because I don't have time today. Entertainment. Evermore. Expectation. Explorer. Some of these are stuck together. Grave. Hardship. Haunted. Home. I have the Supernatural tarot deck, which I watched that show and I loved it. And then it got weird. And then when it ended, I was so sad. Like, oh my gosh, like of all the ways. But I think I might work with that tarot deck and these cards. I think that would be very interesting. So we've got hospitality, important, innocent. Look at the baby. I love the wings. Invisible. We have justice. kindred, labor, leadership, limelight. I do plan on, like I have not had my complete collection together for a few years. So there's many decks that I've not been able to work with, and I would like to do deep dives and studies and really get into the nuts and bolts of my card collection and just reading in general. So I feel that I may slightly tweak some things to focus more on readings and tarot, with the focus under the scope of love, healing, and relationships, just to give me more space to like share and play. Because I feel like on YouTube I talk a lot about tarot, and then on Instagram it's more so focused on, like, I don't know, but you know, we'll just see what happens. I can do what I want because this is my world that I'm creating and cultivating. But I also want to make sure I'm sharing helpful content for people dealing with heartache, with pain, with trauma, and wanting to live abundantly ever after and manifest love. So that encompasses so much. And I think sometimes for me, it's hard to categorize things. And what I've been working on is coming up with a flow for my content. But a lot of times, like right now, I sit and I get inspired and I'm like, I just want to share a deck, and that's what I do. So I want to have a little bit more cohesiveness. It's coming. It's coming. Okay, so let me get back. So we have location. We have love. Martyr. Messenger. I don't know why I just like tears were welling up in my eyes. I think I like this deck. It seems like there's energy, messages that want to flow through this deck. So I'm glad that I added it to my collection. We have optimism, peace, perception, perfection, personality, play, player, privilege, promise, prophecy, purpose, religion. Oh, I love this. Remember, service, shine, snake, sovereign, survive, teacher, things, time, tribe, vanity. I'm laughing because like certain words are popping up as I'm looking at or saying the card names. Visitation, wholesome, wise guy, witch, and Ouija. So those were the cards of the Beloved Dead Oracle. And I believe there's a deck, the Relative Tarot, but I think it also kind of functions more as an oracle from what I've seen. So I kind of looked at it to see, you know, is that something I'd like to add? So I do want to take a peek at the book. So there's the prophecy card that's featured on the cover there. So there is a particular way that you can work with the deck, and you start with the Spirit Throne, And then it kind of walks you through, like, you know, connecting and affirming, calling in your protections, things like that. And then, you know, you can use the readings. So in looking at the spread, especially like the Beloved Dead spread, like that one, I think you are designed to use the Spirit Throne as like a significator in the reading. I like this deck. I can't wait to like clear it and do all of my connection process with it and start working with it. One of the things that I'm going to begin doing that Kim from Abundant Life Tarot recommends is that before she adds a deck to her collection, she actually does divination around it. She does a reading around it to see if, you know, if that's in alignment for her and things of that nature. So that's something that I would like to adopt as well. So I said that this year was going to be a no new deck year because I just got all my decks back. And so closing out February of 2024, I'm going back to that. I feel like right now I just have maybe 2 or 3 Kickstarters and like 2 decks that I pre-ordered last year. From one is Radley Valentine's deck, the other is Abiola Abrams deck, which is like an ancestral oracle. So that kind of ties into my theme. And Radley's deck, I think, is like an animal guardian angel kind of deck. And so, you know, but yeah, so that is it. And I'm excited. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this deck, but it's very chatty. So I think it's going to work really well for me and my purposes. That is it. Thank you for sticking around. I look forward to connecting with you even more. If you have any questions about anything tarot, about love, relationships, healing, things that you would like to see, please let me know, because part of why I do this is to be of service to the community, to the collective in some way. The more that I hear from you, the more that lets me know what direction to go in as I anchor back into this work that I have been doing. So that is it for now. I've got to get ready to go soon. I've got a couple clients this evening. So I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day, and I'll see you again soon. Peace.